Hello, everybody. Good morning again. I hope that you're in the best of health and welcome. I want to talk to you briefly on the subject I don't understand God. You know, when I think about life, when I see the suffering, I was watching a documentary the other day that really moved me. There are people moving from Venezuela trying to reach to Colombia, and there were also some trying to reach, I think it was Mexico. And these people are suffering in their country. Some of them are ladies with babies. They have to walk through a place that is called the Devil's Highway. And it is pure sand and wilderness, and I understand rattlesnakes and even animals, wild animals. And along the way, many of them did not make it. There was a chart that was shown of the many people who did not make it, and you're only seeing bones and skulls and bones. There are babies, as I said before, innocent little babies. I see a world that is cold, that is cruel. And if you are a person who thinks about God and believes in God, it makes you question, what do you really understand about God? Because based on our Bible, the Bible story, it says that while we're in this world of so much suffering, is that God told Adam and Eve, you know the Genesis story, not to eat of a fruit of a tree, and they disobeyed him. And since then, man has been plunged into a world of utter chaos. There are 2 world wars so far, countless wars, bloodshed, evil, unspeakable evil that is unleashed upon this life. Babies are not immune. No one is immune from devastation, suffering. There is no one to answer the plight of these suffering people. And it makes me question if I really do understand anything about God, because you want to tell me that somebody eat a fruit and somebody, okay, they disobeyed God. But you want to tell me that God is going to punish the entire planet for the past 6,000 years for just a little fruit that was eaten? And that's why I say I don't understand God, because it doesn't add up. A loving God is punishing a world, babies and everybody combined, human beings in general. As a matter of fact, even animals, because animals are meat for other animals. You know, you look back in the Old Testament, there was a lot of sacrifice of animals, bloodshed. Then we are told that God sent his son, and even he was a sacrifice, bloodshed. So based on what I see in the Bible, it would give the impression that there is a God who seems to not mind the bloodshed, not mind the suffering. As a matter of fact, he says to save us, there had to be blood, there had to be bloodshed. His son had to suffer, and he was sent for that purpose. So I wouldn't say his man really killed him. It was he who sent his son to suffer. Now, that is saying that we serve a God who delights in sacrifice and bloodshed and wars. And he sits upon his throne and he watches as human beings suffer babies suffer, innocent little kids suffer. Countries all over the world starve, and it's just utter chaos and devastation on this planet. And God is, as it were, absent, immune from the human predicament. Now, I am kind of getting a really, I don't understand. I don't understand this God. I want to also give an illustration. There's been something that's bothering me, and they're sharing this. Imagine a woman preparing a lovely meal. Let's say it's a lovely pizza then. Beautiful pizza. When you look at that pizza, it has everything, all the ingredients that you desire. And when you look, after she prepared that beautiful meal, and her intent was to make you salivate, make you want to eat that meal. When you look at it, you can't wait to get your hands on it because she intentionally made it that way for you to desire it. But lo and behold, when you are ready, hands washed, and your appetite is ready to devour that meal, the woman looked at you and said, if you looked at the meal, you're committing a sin, you're doing something wrong, and you deserve death and judgment for that. And I'm saying, like, this is like God making men, for instance. I'm speaking as a man. God making woman, and when I look at a woman's body, it is intentionally designed for lust. It is intentionally designed for desire. That's why a lot of men they love to go to the beach. They love to go to the strip club. They're married and they can't take their eyes off a woman. And pornography and those things, it's enticing, it's desire. I mean, you can look at anything else out in the world, and it doesn't affect you one way or another. But when you look at a woman's body, you look with desire. And we are not the one who create ourselves. It is God who created us. That means it is God who created us with that desire. And then God go back and say, if you look at the woman and you lust, you've committed a sin. Now tell me, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? You create the thing, you make the thing. And I go in even a step further. The Bible says that God knows the end from the beginning, the things that are not yet done, not yet happened. So God knows everything before it even happened. And yet still, when you read the Bible in Genesis, it makes it seem as if God asked the woman, did you eat of the fruit of the tree that I tell you not to eat of? As if God was taken by surprise. Nothing is supposed to be surprising to God. Nothing. He's God who knows the end from the beginning. He knows that there would have been a covetous devil who wanted to overpower him and take his throne. He know that when he left Adam and Eve in the garden, they would have lusted after the fruit. They would have eaten the fruit. He knows that we would be. Oh my gosh, man! I'm confused. I don't know. I don't understand. It's not adding up. It does not adding up for me. That a God who knows everything and he allows everything, and now the planet, God did not, even to save us, there has to be a system of sacrifice of animals and bloodshed and his son, and it's all suffering and bloodshed and war and everything. If you read the Old Testament, it's war, bloodshed, Israel, war, bloodshed, and the entire thing is just bloody. We're even on the verge right now. The Bible says there come a time of trouble such as never was upon the planet. And he says if he didn't step in, not one flesh would be saved alive. That sounds like nuclear war to me, because it's only a nuclear war that can erase mankind, annihilate mankind altogether. And he's going to allow something like that. So what is this saying about the character of God? a God of love he's supposed to be, yet he sits and he watches the bloodshed and the suffering. What is that saying to us? I don't understand God. I don't understand him. Doesn't make sense. It's not adding up in my mind, because he's a loving God. He has all power. The devil is not more powerful than God. If you're gonna say it's the devil and sin, but God is supposed to be the sovereign universe, control of the universe. Why don't he do something? Why don't he stop it? Don't tell me that he's just gonna do it in the future. I'm talking about the suffering now, the untold misery that people go through. And that's why I say, sometimes when you think you know something, you don't know hell. You don't know nothing, because I thought I understand evil and good. I thought I understand God as a Christian. But now I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, God, I don't understand anything. And the Bible says, can you by searching find out God? No, I can't find out nothing. I don't understand nothing about this God. Because if my child in my house, I have 2 sons, 3, well, 2 would live with me. And if one of them were to do, when they do their wrongs, I scold them, but that's it. Not 6,000 years. I don't scold them all day and punish them all day. I scold them and that's it. We move on. New page. When I look even at the people in the church, they will punish you for the rest of your life for making one mistake. One mistake they will punish you for. And that's because they're following, obviously, after the character of their God, who is a God who delights in war and bloodshed and suffering. Or so it seems. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not accusing. I don't want to sound. I know some people may think I sound blasphemous, but I'm just talking what's in my mind. I'm just coming honestly. What sense does it make? You know, some time ago, I will never forget, I sat in my truck and I cried when I hear about a little baby. It was the coldest 2 days in the history of Canada. And one of that baby, a little baby boy, got up about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. His parents don't know, they're fast asleep, and he went outside. And he went in that cold. And there was no one to rescue him. And he got so confused, he got lost, and people were searching for him to say they find this little 2-year-old or 3-year-old baby in Toronto, Canada. And when they found the body, he was there, frozen to death. And I asked the question, where is God when these things happen? What do you say to a woman like that, that mother? How do you comfort her to say God this and God that? Oh my gosh, I don't understand. When I remember sometime the Syrian war, remember that everybody's supposed to remember when that little boy, his body, about a 4-year-old boy, his body was floating on the sea, and the gentleman pulled his body and took him on the sand and was trying to rescue him, but he was dead. And there were thousands of others who were trying to flee war and bloodshed, fleeing for their lives. And many of them didn't cross the sea. The rickety boats turned over, killed them. Where is this God? Why does he seem to be so silent? And why does he watch these suffering? When the Jews were captured by Hitler, and the Jews were his people, yet it seemed as if Hitler was God's instrument in punishing the Jews. Where was God when they were being captured and by this maniac, and children starved to death, children put in gas chambers, people suffered hunger and malnutrition until they lay in the streets dead, and they were suffering. Many of them even know, they could see the smoke coming up from the furnaces where they were burning their dead bodies, and they know they are next. Where is this God when those things were happening? That's why I say I don't understand God. Can somebody tell me, where is this God Where is he? And why does he delight in watching these things? Or even if he doesn't delight, why create a world like this? Why create a world? Why even allow it in the first place? Why allow this suffering? Why allow this bloodshed? Why allow this misery upon the human race? And you're telling me, oh, because they disobeyed God. They ate an apple or they ate a fruit and they listened to the devil. They didn't listen to God. So God is 6,000 years of anger being taken out on us. No. I need God to tell me I don't understand, and I do believe in God. I do believe in His existence. I would never say there's no God, because I refuse to believe that we are cosmic accidents. I believe that there's evidence that there's a God, but why does He allow these things? Talk to me, people. Leave a comment below and tell me how you feel about God, and does it make any sense what is happening in our world, as the world even braces for even more toil and trouble, and God is doing nothing about it, and many will lose their life, many will suffer hunger, it says there will be famine, there will be pestilence, there will be earthquake, building dropping on people, there will be plagues poured out upon the world, and so on and so forth. And this God just watches these things as humans suffer. I am a sinner, and I can't even bear to see a dog suffer. I can't even bear to see an animal suffer. I would probably more put him out of his misery than to watch suffering. But yet God sits on his throne watching people suffer. Where is he, and why is he allowing these things? Anyway, I don't want to make it too long. Thank you again for listening, and I hope that you got something from this. And I would really love to hear some response. Don't just go away and leave. Just leave me a comment. All right? Thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to click the thumbs up button, share the video, and of course leave a brief comment, and click the notification button for future videos. Thanks again. Bye bye.